Unless you've been living under a rock for the past few months, you're probably getting sick of seeing these two faces. And according to national polling, many Americans are feeling sick at the idea of voting for either of them. Athens is certainly no exception, and some voters here are considering a third or a fourth option.
So I'm proposing that we go ahead and vote yes.
For Melissa Link, politics is a passion. That's true whether she's serving on the Athens Clark County Commission or supporting presidential candidates.
I was a Bernie Sanders all the way.
But since Sanders didn't make it all the way, Link has a choice to make. She considers herself a progressive and considers Hillary Clinton not progressive enough. Her other option? Link has supported the Green Party for years and even introduced the party's presidential candidate Jill Stein when she spoke at UGA back in June. Stein didn't qualify to be on the ballot in Georgia, so her supporters will have to write her in. But with the race in Georgia tightening, Link may forego her protest vote and cast her ballot for Clinton.
I might have to do it. I'm not going to like it at all.
More conservative voters are having to make tough choices as well. UGA student Chris Copeland comes from a family that traditionally supports Republican candidates, but neither he nor his parents will be voting for Trump this year.
I don't view Donald Trump as a true Republican since he really doesn't follow a lot of the Republican party platforms.
While he may vote for Clinton to stop Trump, Copeland says he'd really like to support Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson. He likes the fact that Johnson is a former Republican with experience in government. Not everyone, however, is so conflicted.
I don't think there's any conflict with voting your conscience and saving America from the Clintons.
For the card-carrying Republicans that spoke at the Athens GOP's election headquarters kickoff, a vote for anyone besides Trump is a vote for Hillary.
Just remember, 4 Supreme Court justices will probably be nominated by whoever is elected in November.
Athens Democrats tell a similar story, just with a different villain.
People should definitely be disgusted with Donald Trump, but we have a great alternative in Hillary Clinton.
To those considering a third party,
when the election's over, go for it.
Even some committed third-party supporters see their chances as slim. Greg Morin is part of the 6.5% of Georgia voters who plan to vote for Gary Johnson, and he was a leader in the Athens area Libertarian Party. But even with the Libertarian ticket doing better than in years past,
we actually disbanded a few months ago.
Why?
Libertarians are probably more than others naturally have an independent streak, so it's hard to kind of organize us doing anything. People like just want to do whatever they want to do. But I think a large part of it was a lot of us, the people that have been in it for a while, became disillusioned.
History suggests that this disillusion may be well-founded. Out of all the third-party candidates in the 2016 race, Gary Johnson has the most support. As of mid-October, he's polling at around 6% nationally. Jill Stein is hovering around 2 or 3. In 1992, independent candidate Ross Perot polled well enough to get on the debate stage with George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton. Perot was a businessman and had no experience in elected office.
Well, they've got a point. I don't have any experience in running up a $4 trillion debt.
Perot did better than Johnson and Stein put together. He got 19% of the popular vote on Election Day. But that translated into a whopping 0 votes in the Electoral College. Since then, no candidate without a D or an R next to their name has come close to faring any better. But some third-party advocates see this year as an opportunity to at least get their message out, and they're finding creative ways to do it, like this viral ad from Alternative PAC where Dead Abe Lincoln gives a less than positive review of the 2016 race.
You have to choose between a corrupt president or a crazy president, like a 2-horse race where one horse cheats and the other one eats Muslims.
Honest Abe compares the two major party candidates to the mob and the Joker before suggesting an alternative.
America, picking between the Joker and the mob is not a real choice. It's time to vote for freaking Batman. Gary Johnson is the only candidate who can beat Trump.
The video goes on to promote a website that matches disenchanted Republicans and Democrats who both agree to vote for Johnson.
If you both vote Johnson, neither Trump nor Hillary gets an advantage. Only America.
It's made quite a splash with over 29 million views on Facebook. I showed the ad to political science professor Dr. Charles Bullock. He said that it's funny and clever, but
will it change many voters? Probably not, but it's fun to see.
Bullock says that the American political system just does not lend itself to third-party success.
With our winner-take-all single-member districts, you go out and knock your head against the wall for a while as a third party, you have absolutely nothing, there are no legislators, there's nothing out there, and pretty soon you burn out.
Being a third-party candidate doesn't exactly feel like a party.
So it's like third parties, they're kind of doomed to failure. They have a good idea that one or both the big parties take it away from them. And if they're crackpots, then they don't get any traction anyway.
Some voters believe that no matter who you cast your ballot for this year, you're taking a gamble. But many voters still see voting third party as throwing in your hand. As one Athens libertarian told me, even with all the disgust towards Trump and Clinton, campaigning for a third party still seems like trying to build a house of cards in the wind. James Thompson, Grady News Source.